we are finally going to settle the score of who is the best in Texas. Over the past few months, we have seen Gino and Bryan Keith face off against each other. And Gino managed to pick up the first victory in the series. And then Bryan Keith managed to pick up the second win in the series, both times at the baseball events over in Sugar Land, Texas. But now, the third and final match in this series is going to be decided right here in the World Gym Arena between two former Reality of Wrestling champions. And again, this is to figure out who is the best in Texas. Both men have traveled all over the world, all over the country, sharpening their sword. And as always, iron sharpens iron. And each man definitely wants to walk away with the distinction of being the best. Maybe not only just in Texas, but maybe all over the country, maybe even all over the world. Kicks in the South, the bounty hunter, the underground king. No matter what nickname you want to throw out there for Bryan Keith, there is one thing that is undeniable about this man, and that is that he represents Texas loudly and proudly. Tonight, coming into this matchup against Gino, you know for a fact that he is not going to allow somebody like Gino to be called the best in Texas, and he's going to do everything in his power to take that moniker home. The ever-popular Lone Ranger of the Reality of Wrestling is Bryan Keith, former champion, former Reality of Wrestling champion in his own right, having defeated Ryan Davidson for that championship just a few years ago. But now facing one of the toughest tests, but somebody that he definitely has experience against in Gino Medina. And I hope that everybody has gotten their popcorn ready, because this one is going to be an absolute banger of all sorts. As we're getting ready here, Senior referee Isaac Bouillon ensuring that both men are ready to go here as the World Gym Arena has, they come unglued. They are ready for this one. I mean, so am I. I'm just waiting for the bell to ring so we can get ready this match on their way. And here we go. Right out the gate, the World Gym Arena letting everybody here know exactly who they are firmly behind, and that is Bryan Keith.
Be quiet.
But one thing that's going to be interesting to see, these men know each other so well, each having a victory over the other in this series. It's going to be interesting to see how they adapt their game plans to be different than before. What else can you bring to the fight that the other man hasn't seen before? As Gino Medina not eager to get into an exchange right out the gate here with Bryan Keith. And I think that's what it's going to come down to. Who is going to be making the first mistake in this matchup? We saw in the first match, Gino Medina got Bryan Keith with the roll-up, and then Bryan Keith turned that around himself in the second match. And all it takes is 3 seconds in order to win a matchup here in professional wrestling. As both men just circling each other with all kinds of holds. That headlock takeover from Bryan Keith manages to get the first shot here. Gino trying to get back to a vertical base. He is able to, pushing off Bryan Keith, but catches it. Oh, there's the roll-up. This could be it. Only a 1 count. That is how Gino Medina won the first matchup, and Bryan Keith was not about to be caught again as Gino grabs the ropes, has until the count of 5, and escapes out of the ring to give himself a little bit of separation. I think Gino was just asking for a timeout, but unless something changed in the rule books of professional wrestling in the last few months, I don't think there's any timeouts. Gino asking for the referee to back up Bryan Keith. You know, this attitude of Gino Medina is something that we've come to accept here in the reality of wrestling. But just because he has a bit of an attitude problem doesn't mean that he is not one of the best performers that we have ever seen step foot in the reality of wrestling ring. Former 3-time reality of wrestling champion is Gino Medina, one of the few people that holds that distinction. As right there, look at that shoulder block, but neither man goes down. Oh, there's the kick right there from Bryan Keith, but Gino catches him, and a low drop kick. Drops Gino in the center of the ring. As he manages to roll to the corner, create a little bit of separation, but now Bryan Keith could be unloading here right out of the first gate here in this matchup. Oh! Going after the knee is Bryan Keith. That would be the 3rd time he has struck that knee. And that's a smart plan right there by the Underground King. That could very well weaken the Scarlet Letter, which is the maneuver that we've seen be very effective from Gino. And Bryan Keith right there proving that if Gino wants to use the ring to his advantage, then so will Bryan Keith. Another shot to the back of the leg there for Gino, crumbles him. And now Gino trying to amount some offense here. Bryan Keith right, oh, rodeo DDT almost got caught. But Gino able to use the ropes there to hang up Bryan Keith, and now a kick to the side of the head. As the fight will continue here on the outside. Chop from Gino reverberated all over the arena here as the referee has begun the count. They have until the count of 10 to get back inside the ring, but these two are just firing back at each other with these chops. And those are going to leave welts on the chest of the other. As Gino sends Bryan Keith to the inside. And now using the ropes here. Oh, trying to go for a senton over the top rope. Misses as Bryan Keith goes to the outside. And now grabs a hold of the leg. That's the leg that he has been targeting all match. And that's the one thing you probably don't want to do against the other man. Go into a striking exchange because both have such dangerous strikes. As that dragon screw leg whip right onto the knee that Bryan Keith has been targeting all match long. Now Gino sending Bryan Keith to the apron. And that is how Gino Medina is able to always create separation, using everything in his environment to get himself any kind of advantage. We're up to a count of 6 here. Bryan Keith has got to get back inside the ring. If he gets to 10, that's going to be it. But as Bryan Keith is trying to get back into the ring, Gino right back on the attack, not wasting any time whatsoever. Trying to maintain that advantage, is now using the ropes to possibly try and trap Bryan Keith. Now Bryan Keith just trapped, not able to defend himself as the closed fists are connecting to the forehead. Oh! And another debilitating chop from El Intocable. This is dangerous territory for Bryan Keith. Once Gino gets going, once his confidence is showing, Gino is almost unstoppable. Oh! Bryan Keith again going after that leg, using the ropes to his advantage. What does Bryan Keith got in mind here? Oh, a dragon sleeper maybe? Gino, though, able to convert it into a slam. Center of the ring cover, hooks the leg. 2! But Bryan Keith kicks out, and this match will continue, but Gino right back on the attack. Gino trying to slow down the pace of this matchup here. Going from reverse chinlock here. As Bryan Keith able to get back up to a vertical base. Now connecting with some strikes. And now a forearm from Gino seems to have just angered Bryan Keith. Ooh! I saw the sweat fly off of Gino's chest right there as Gino fires back with a chop of his own. And this is the kind of toughness that you can expect out of the people that come out of Texas. As these two warriors are just exchanging blows in the center of the ring right now. Neither man crumbled after those exchanges. And here we go, Bryan Keith. Oh, I think they just matched heads in the corner. I believe Bryan Keith was trying to go for a back elbow there to Gino, but Gino was too close, and instead they clashed heads as both men attempt kicks, and they both connect. I think Gino got the worst of that as he crumbled to the outside of the ring. Onto the outside. You can't get a win if you're on the outside. So I don't know if that was instinctual or if that was planned, but Gino, very smart to roll to the outside. World Gym Arena getting fired up. Everybody here saying, let's go, Bryan. As he is the first one to get back up to his feet. Bryan Keith trying to send Gino back inside the ring, but Gino able to reverse it. Trying to get an advantageous position. Oh! But that clothesline connects. Sends Gino back outside to the... Oh! I was going to say sending him to the outside, but Bryan Keith taking it into his own hands. Diving to the outside and completely getting the upper hand here. Oh, he got caught into the side effect, but Gino able to roll through and counter it. The big boot in the corner from Bryan Keith. And again, oh, into that exploder suplex. Bryan Keith now going for the side effect once again, and this time it connects into the cover, hooks the leg. 2! But no, Gino able to kick out. These two competitors not only know each other so well, but they know that they're going to have to really dig deep into the well of tricks to try and get the victory here. These two former Reality of Wrestling champions are going to war right here in the center of the ring. And seeing their rise from the beginning of their careers to now has been amazing to see, but only one can be the best in Texas. As here we go. Look at that, a stunner of some sorts from Bryan Keith into the cover here. 1, 2, but no, Gino still with the wherewithal to kick out, and the match continues. Something that I've never seen come out of Bryan Keith with that stunner maneuver from the corner. Let's look at this here, trying to go for the Soulfire bomb, but Gino saw it coming, and instead he started firing back at Bryan Keith, and here we go, another chop battle. I think they may have done the trick right there, but Gino's still standing. As Gino now just yelling at Bryan Keith, hit me. Oh! Bryan Bryan Keith with a diversion. Now trying to go for the soul firebomb again. But Gino breaks free. As here we go, the spinning enziguri misses. Hooks the arm. Gino sends Bryan Keith over. As these two know each other so well. Oh, the question mark kick. The question mark kick connected to the corner. I'm sorry, to the cover. 2. Oh! At the last second, Bryan Keith able to raise the shoulder. The question mark kick from Gino has put away so many people in the past. But Bryan Keith will not be denied here tonight. The crowd chanting, "This is awesome," and I've got to agree, this is your main event here tonight in the reality of wrestling. Who will be crowned the best in Texas? Bryan Keith is in a bad spot here. Gino gonna try and plant him down, but no, instead, Bryan Keith able to break free, rolls him through. The kick misses, but that right there, that enziguri is what Bryan Keith is known as the quickest kicks in the South. Gino once again counters the Soulfire bomb. Sends Bryan Keith into the corner. Bryan Keith, though, using that momentum to his advantage. And now Rodeo DDT! Twisted Gino around, maybe taking too long to go into the cover here. Hooks the leg, 2, and that's gonna be it, no! Maybe Bryan Keith took too long to go for the cover. After that Rodeo DDT counter. What is it gonna take for either of these men to go down and win the series? Bryan Keith has got Gino again. Gino able to counter back, and now here we go, the Scarlet Letter incoming. Oh, and there it is, but Bryan Keith, the momentum from the Scarlet Letter sent Bryan Keith to the outside. Referee has begun the count, he's up to 3. And if Bryan Keith's not able to answer the count of 10, this is gonna be it. But Gino, too proud to let that happen here tonight, it seems, as he goes to the outside to get Bryan Keith back in the ring, possibly trying to go for a cover. Bryan Keith, oh! We've seen that knee strike before. He always follows it up. Here we go, the Soulfire bomb! Stacks him up into the cover. 1, 2, 3. Bryan Keith is your winner. What a victory for Bryan Keith as he gets the job done here tonight against El Intocable Gino Medina. And he can now call himself the best in Texas after winning the series 2-1. And what a victory it was for the bounty hunter. That Soulfire bomb has put away so many people, and tonight it has added another victim to the list. If there was ever going to be a man that was going to represent Texas and call himself the best in Texas, you don't get any better than the bounty hunter Bryan Keith. Well, that has been the reality of wrestling here, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of everybody here, from executive producer Booker T and Charmel Huffman, from our director Kevin Bernhardt, from Brad Gilmore, we will see you next week for more reality of wrestling.